Entranced to Serenity, streaming now on all platforms. See you there.
So my question is, we are part of this samsara. Like I have my role to play as a mother or whatever. I'm aware that, I'm also the existence conscious bliss. So how do I withdraw myself back and relate, just being in samsara and...
Correct. But reverse it. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a corporate executive, and I'm also Satchidananda Brahman. No, reverse it. I am Satchidananda Brahman. And also these things. Why? Because these things, first of all, are temporary. Your most dearest children, inevitably, they'll grow up and they'll go away. They will have their lives of their own. There's nothing to be sad about that. That's very natural and you would expect that. Education, job, retirement, all these come and go in the natural course of life. Don't get attached to the roles that you play. These roles are manifestations of one reality. You must have both. You must have the reality and its manifestation. You are Satchidananda, manifested in this body and mind as this person with certain roles, all of which are subject to change, which will keep changing. They are like that bubble in Central Park, shining soap bubbles glittering in the air. But here it bursts within a second or two. Here the other one bursts in 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50 years. But when it's gone, it's equally gone. Don't grasp onto these things. The role, the person, this is my beloved child. Yes, it's natural to have love for the child. But remember, that person is also a whirling mass of change, increasing, developing, growing. And so, be a well-wisher. Radiate peace and love and service wherever you are. Reduce that bondage of me and mine. I am this one. This is my child, this is my job, this is my house. Expand. Yes, that is true, but beyond that, everybody else is also your own. There is nobody who is not your own in this world. From a Vedantic perspective, all are your own. But be rooted in that nature of that I am, that existence consciousness place. Because if you move away from that center, the spiritual center, then we'll be sucked into this whirling mass of change and then suffering. And as the Buddha said, dukkham, suffering will come. Thank you.
I like how he just said, everyone is your own. Because we're just talking about Jesus in another video, and we're talking about how he said to recognize everybody as your own brother. So that to me is recognizing the oneness within everybody else. And we always say to recognize the oneness within you, within anybody, within whoever you're talking to. Recognize that God is within them as he is within you. So once you recognize that aspect, then you're going to be interacting with people in a different way. Then you're going to be loving people in a different way. Then you're going to be at peace because you have that spiritual center, as he said. Once you start to move away from that spiritual center, you start to move away from believing that we are all one, that we're all in this together, that everything is God. Then once you start moving away from that, then you start to live in another reality. As you said, a reality of change, a reality of pain, a reality of struggle. Because you're creating that reality within your own mind by not living in the real world. And whenever you're not living in the real world, you don't have a choice but to think that everything and everyone around you is crazy, that the world is insane, that things are moving so fast, that you're struggling, that you're in pain, that you're hurting, that you have anxiety, that you're forgetful, that you're angry at these people, you're resentful, you don't love yourself, the self-love is dwindling because you don't recognize that love in other people. You don't recognize that forgiveness in other people. You no longer see that anymore. You become lost. So once you lose that fundamental core, as Swamiji said, once you lose that fundamental core, then all is lost. So that's why it's important to retain that core. And then you can retain your mind. You can retain your mind. You can retain positivity. You can retain that love within you. And you can spread that love to everybody that you come into contact with.
Yeah, and it really is all about balance, isn't it? Because as he said, of course, there are these things that we signed up to do when we decided on this life and this personality and downloaded into this particular life. And it is okay. Yes, I did sign up to be the mother of this child, and I have a role to give to be a mother properly for this child and not accumulate karma in that sense by messing that up and making sure I do a good job in that role. But it's all about that balance, because you don't want to get too caught up in these things that are just me. And you want to always keep in mind the core essence of what we truly are, which is God, which is part of the universe, God, sparks of light, sparks of love, which all of us are. And we've also been reading A Course in Miracles, and it's such a profound book. So good. And last time we did a Reiki session together, I got the message that every single person that comes into your life, we're supposed to bless them. And it just goes perfectly into that, because you wouldn't think of that as a stranger, that you're meant to bless them. But if you really are radiating what you truly are, that pure light energy, being that little droplet of God, of the whole, then just your presence alone, being as positive as you can be, as high vibration as you can be, as loving of a person as you can be in your true essence, anyone you meet, anyone you come across, it can be a blessing to them, because everything is energy. You never know how your energy will radiate onto that person, especially when you are coming from that mindset that I am here to connect with everyone. We are all God. We are all brothers and sisters, and everyone deserves love. It's not all about me and my little life. It's about all of us as a whole collective. And when you really have that in the forefront of your mind and in the back of your mind, that really will radiate off more than you know. And you can become a blessing and send love to everyone who comes to you, no matter how small of a circumstance it is when you come across them.
You're absolutely right. So, guys, thank you so much for listening, for watching. Please download and listen to my meditation album. It's going to help you guys out so much. It's going to help you retain that core and keep that center. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.